Let's get smoky.
I'm only familiar with it because of things I done heard. So I don't know what I heard was true. So
That's fine. Okay.
What I miss? No, I'm joking. I've been
I
watching.
want to go back to Criminal Street Gang YSL. Okay?
yeah,
You testified to that earlier in your testimony. Remember that?
right.
Right.
Smash them likes. Smash them likes. We in this bitch.
To
Make sure y'all subscribe.
join YSL, is there any type of pamphlet or Bible or rules that you're aware of if somebody wants to be YSL gang?
No,
Do you know whether, in order to claim that they're part of YSL, somebody has to be beaten in? You know what beaten in means?
yeah,
You learned that in juvenile detention center, juvenile jail?
yeah.
Is there any, to your knowledge, is there any type of requirement that to become a member or an associate of YSL, you have to be beaten in?
Well, I know for a fact you don't have to be beaten.
How about to leave YSL, I'm just talking about Criminal Street Gang YSL, you described earlier. Is there any type of beating out to get out?
No,
Any type of
Beating in.
having sex in, maybe a bad term, somebody having sexual relations with a number of people in order to become a member of YSL? Is that anything like that?
no,
How about paying money to enroll? Is there anything like that?
no,
How about paying money to get out of Criminal Street Gang YSL?
They know he lying.
No.
Got the cook
Is
up.
it true, from your understanding, your experience, in your testimony,
Shout out to IQ shot.
anybody can claim to be YSL?
yes,
Do you have to know them and approve them?
no,
Do they owe anything to you?
no,
Do they have to come to you and say, I am going to commit a crime and on behalf of YSL? Did anything like that happen?
no.
At DraftKings Casino, we give credit where credit is due. It's no credit. You win. Call it now and get a deposit.
No, he's using the snitch word because he's trying to say he could have been coerced.
Okay, with regards,
Or play online today. And get a deposit match to 100.
Coerced by the
to
prosecution.
Kenneth Copeland. Woody, remember talking about Woody?
Yes,
If you know, if you don't know, just say, I don't know. Is he from the Cleveland Avenue area?
I don't know.
Do you know what area Mr. Kenneth Copeland or Woody is from? If you know, and if you don't know, just say, I don't know.
On the other side, we've got T.
Not sure.
We've got Lindsay, and they are 200 people.
I think from Mechanicsville
Guaranteed.
or Carver Home. One of them, Carver Homes.
Carver Holmes.
Yeah,
Once again,
And when you say one of them, what was the other one?
Mechanicsville.
From Mechanicsville?
Yeah,
Some of the jurors may not be familiar with those areas. Just you, if you don't mind, and if you know, use Cleveland Avenue and describe where would Carver Homes be compared to Cleveland Avenue at the time you're talking about, at some time.
you choose as one of these words and your team guesses it correctly. That team gets a $250 bonus. Brought to you. Slotomania. Mary and Amber, you're going to be choosing the words for
I
this.
like that Indianapolis.
both of those places probably
Relax. Ish has selected.
Make it right.
15-minute driving distance.
We'll let you know.
From Cleveland Avenue.
Okay, let's see your
Yeah.
first choice.
And if you know
50 points yellow.
Carver Homes and Mechanicsville, how close are they to each other if you can orient the jurors to that?
Clue words for this round. Your team does not have to get all 5 right.
If you know, and if you don't know, just say, I'm not sure.
Amber, right now your team is trying to get it first. Will it be key, catch, or snow road?
Probably 5-minute drive distance from each other. 5, 7.
You said 5 minutes approximately?
Yeah.
Okay, and you're approximating, right?
Right.
Okay. When is the first time that you remember
Snow.
meeting with Woody?
DoorDash.
Like, my word would be hanging out with, that may be a bad term, but
I'll go with DoorDash.
if you know. And if you don't know, say, I don't.
And then do basic. Right, and Les was the first Slotomania award, so that one's gone. Well, too.
No, I don't.
It's, duet,
Okay.
Tupperware, donor, and
Shout out to Aisha for the cash app. Appreciate that. Appreciate you, baby.
Oh, shit. Careful.
Y'all want to support the channel, the cash app, the chime, the PayPal. You know I'm demonetized on this channel. Only way I can,
Okay, 1 second. You may, sir.
only way I can get any kind of nothing. I've been doing this shit free. That's how you know I love this shit. I've been doing this shit free for like 10 months, goddamn it. Only the people been supporting me, nigga. But for real, I appreciate y'all though. Smash some likes though. I like, yup. Not a gang, but a rap fan base, yup. That's what I'm saying. That's why anybody could join. You see what I'm saying? You don't gotta get sexed in, you ain't gotta get beat in, you ain't gotta do shit. It's from what he's alleging. He playing both sides. If you see what he's doing, he's saving his ass with the prosecution.
I'd like to show you what I will mark it's Mr. Williams' number. I believe I'm up to 24, 25, 26, 27, 28. Give me 1 second.
Appreciate you, Lexi. The secretary, you feel me? Doing what she do. How she do it. Shout out Lisa. I see you too, Lisa.
He on his ass.
I see the whole snow gang in this bitch. I had to eat, y'all. My bad. I'm gonna shut the fuck up
Can I
though.
ask Mr. Kokomo to approach? If you don't mind. Your computer, if you don't mind.
Yeah, he playing both sides. He trying to not purge. He's trying to not purge, but he's trying to help Thug at the same time. If that makes sense. From what I understand, what's going on right now.
He look like he's trying to help Thug.
This one. Excluding this one.
Totally look like it.
This is best day. This is Tick best damn day right here.
We have duet, brain freeze, and punchback. We didn't need any of them at 2,520. Gentlemen, you were going on to the money.
Prosecutor look she doing a lot of moving around and shit.
Sure, it goes consecutive. Thank you.
Yep, just like BMF. A lot of niggas be having BMF tattoos and repping BMF and never even seen nobody from BMF. Never met nobody from BMF. Niggas be having OTF. Just like OTF. Just like OTF. A lot of niggas have OTF tattoos, but they don't fuck. I know niggas that I was in prison with way back. Well, I can say way back, but 6 years ago they had OTF tattoos that's from Richmond. Them niggas don't know motherfucking Lil Durk. Real shit. I swear to God on my life. How many niggas you know with an OTF tattoo? There's rappers with OTF tattoos that's just influenced by that shit. That's a good point. That's a great point. I ain't gonna lie. Rich Rabbit, what's up, my nigga?
A warm cup of soup, that feels good. But a warm cup of soup with just $1. With a good meal, that feels even better.
Go tune into that new Rich Rabbit too, Poet.
Entree only on the app.
Shout out Rich Rabbit, man. He just dropped a new song called Poet. I reacted to it on the backup channel. Unless you want to go look at it on his channel. Shout out to Poet. I mean, shout out to Rich Rabbit with that Poet shit. I remember when you sent that in right when you first did it a couple months ago or something. Maybe they trying to get this shit together, they paperwork together. But that prosecutor looking a little uneasy. She shifting and she keep moving. Let's get to that.
My skin is so much more expensive. See the difference with Olay.
When you die, are you going to heaven or not?
Like speaking of that, I know a lot of niggas with
For sure.
a double R, like the Rolls Royce tattoo, but that don't mean that they're affiliated with certain organizations, you feel me? But they got that double R tattoo, you know what I mean? So you got it's hey, already my nigga Rabbit. Appreciate you, gang.
Your Honor, may I approach with Mr. Kokomo and Mr. Stevens? Yes, sir. Mr. Stevens, can we approach you?
Smash them likes if you ain't smashing.
I asked that they not be published to the jury. I know he's not doing it intentionally.
I'm just showing you what's been marked as Mr. Williams number 24 and 29. These are not colored. That's why I asked Mr. Kokomo to come up. You could use them for the numbers, but the screen, Mr. Kokomo, would be accurate.
Smash them lights, gang. They got 260 tattoo, but right.
Thank you, Mr. Kokomo.
Niggas call each other gang all
Mr.
day.
Stevens, I'm just going to go in order if you don't mind. If you need to see the color again, just let us know. Number 24 that's in front of you in black and white, Mr. Williams, number 24, do you recognize that exhibit?
If this sounds like a rewarding career you'd love to learn more about, please call Aurora Home Care today.
He asked me, do I know who it is? Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you know who's in that, who's depicted or shown in that exhibit?
Yeah.
And do you have any reason to believe from the computer screen, because that's really the exhibit, that there is any alterations to that, or is it accurate in what you know 24 to be?
I object to the form of that question regarding the computer screen being the basis for
And can help improve lung
Accurate.
function for better breathing.
foundation.
2
The
weeks.
question about
Dupixent helps prevent asthma attacks.
I say this before.
Even reduce or eliminate or
Is 24 accurate in what it depicts,
Yes.
based upon your knowledge and belief?
Yes.
Dupixent can
And
be severe. Get help
I don't know how you gonna get out of this.
pain, worsening shortness of breath.
number 25,
Tell
if you
me
can look at that.
you are looking for their citizens like you. Don't change your spot medicine.
Do you recognize number 25, the person who's in it?
Yes.
And is that an accurate depiction of the person who you are familiar with in number 25?
Yes.
For asthma.
Do you have any reason to believe that there's been any modifications or changes?
No.
And you know that person to look.
No.
Number 26, do you recognize the person in number 26?
Yes.
And does it accurately reflect the way that person looks in number 26?
Yes.
Have you seen these photographs before, by the way?
A few of them.
Okay, we're gonna go by numbers. Let's just get through 29. Is 29, you looking at 29? Number 29, you recognize the person in that picture?
Yes.
And does it accurately reflect the person who you know on that picture?
Yes.
You can identify that person?
On 29.
Yes, sir.
Which person? There's a couple people on 29.
Okay, do you recognize any of the people in 29?
Yes.
Okay, do you recognize all the people in 29?
No.
Which numbers, and just use the numbers, do you recognize, you've seen before, and that there's no alterations to any of the pictures?
Objection as to compounds.
That's the same question. Which numbers, and you could go one by one, starting 24, do you recognize that you've seen before, and it's accurate in the
No.
depiction?
Objection as to vagueness. Which numbers do you?
That's the same question, Mr. Seal. Let's be kind of clear. Why don't you just take them to like one at a time? I start out with the famous 24.
Mr. Stevens, look at this, Mr. Williams, number 24.
Yeah.
Do you recognize that photograph?
Yes.
Have you seen that photograph before?
Yes.
Anything material or immaterial, meaning little, that has been changed in number 24?
No.
All right, I move for the admission number 24, Your Honor.
Any objection to the defendant use 24?
Yes, Your Honor, I'd ask to approach.
All right, come on up, please.
Smash them likes, smash them likes. I want to say shout out to Michael for the charm donation. I appreciate that, gang. I appreciate you. If y'all, like I said, if y'all want to support the channel, man, the charm up top, the Cash App up top, the PayPal up top. Thugger, I see you, Thugger, looking like Bill Cosby, man. Yeah, but no, like even how niggas call each other gang. Like I just was like, "What's up, gang?" That don't mean that me and Eric is in the same gang. Certain shit is just linked. You know how many people say slime? How many rappers that's not even from Atlanta or don't even know Young Thug say slime? Who Shiesty talk about slime and shit and I'm a slime and he from Memphis and he fucking 10, 12 years younger than Thug. They gotta prove that shit. They gotta prove that shit is an actual. Come on, Thug. You like Bill Cosby, man? They having a sidebar conversation, y'all. I muted it, but they got the volume mute. You know when they, if y'all don't know, oh yeah, people with the MTV tattoo. People get the famous, you know Travis Barker, the F. That nigga on the stand got the famous F. That nigga not with Travis Barker. He ain't part of the clothing company. You know what I mean? They gotta prove that shit, bro. Like without a shadow of a doubt, reasonable doubt to the jury. Like, nigga, this is all this shit means this to them. You see what I'm saying? And that they doing all this shit in the name of Thug. Just like Brian Steele said earlier, what the fuck is Thug getting from any of this shit? You know what I'm saying?
Iced turkey.
Already, Mike, you know I'm gonna keep hustling. One thing about it, y'all, I swear to God, when I was cooking my food, I was like, damn, I lost like 6 years of my life to jail and to prison, and I don't know how much other hours and minutes and days to dealing with fuck people and fake motherfuckers and lame ass bitches and just, you know what I'm saying? And I'm still grateful, bro. I'm gonna make a video about it on the second channel. I ain't gonna be uploading that on this channel today, maybe not tomorrow, but if you want to stay in tune with like current events, I'm gonna be on my second channel, dropping after I get off here. And I'm gonna be doing a music stream later. But I was just thinking, like, bro, through all that shit, yo, like, I still appreciate whatever I got now, bro. You know what I'm saying? Better late than never. You feel me? One thing about it, I ain't never fucking stopped, bro. Even when I was locked up, nigga, I wrote 1,000 songs. I only recorded 6 of them fucking songs. But I still keep them. I got them they're at my house, but you know what I mean? I had to get my mind right. I had to learn what my purpose was. It's like you always know you got something, but your outside environment and then maybe your mind ain't developed, you feel me? But I'm just grateful for everybody, the whole shit. I just woke up feeling grateful today. I had a crazy ass dream, y'all. I had a crazy ass dream. The shit was like involving Nipsey Hussle, and it was crazy as fuck. But I just woke up grateful as a motherfucker, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You said, how did YouTube allow me to review this? What the fuck you mean? Well, you probably don't know, but I'm streaming it. YouTube can't stop me from streaming this shit. This is a public. This ain't like I'm streaming the Grammys or I'm streaming the Super Bowl. Then I get copyright. This is public domain. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you just gotta learn. You know what I'm saying? I probably you gotta think, nigga. Niggas been knowing. I've been rapping for a minute because I was looking at the If you don't know, on this channel, I dropped a couple evolutions, my evolutions and shit. An older one I made, I redropped it, and I made a new one, the evolution of me, or whatever. Like just a lot of my videos and shit like that from through the years. But it's gaps in them years from when I was locked up and shit. And then I haven't dropped a video. Them 2 videos I just dropped, that's my first 2 videos and my first videos in like almost 3 years. I dropped, and it's my first music, whatever, that shit is old, but I just dropped my first music in 2 years. Like, I just kept going. Even if you slow up, you take breaks, or as long as you just keep going, bro, and keep growing. And don't let nobody tell you what the fuck you can't do and shit. I wish I would have been like, had the mindset to, you know, I do this shit, but at once upon a time, it's like, you feel me? It's like for real, once upon a time, it's like, I felt like niggas would have looked at me, and it was a childish way of thinking, like, I gave too much of a fuck what other people thought. You know what I'm saying? I could have been doing YouTube. I could have been showing my personality in a certain way, but I was so busy. But man, you gotta say fuck them niggas. Cause one thing about it, a nigga ain't gonna do.
Yeah, see what you were doing there, Debbie? Let's see if Team Akbar can pick up what you were putting down. That's not an X-ray. I don't think that.
Broke, busted, disgusted, fucked up, locked up. Some of them niggas is shot up. Rest in peace to my real niggas that's gone. I ain't talking about my real niggas. But you just gotta, man, you gotta do you. You gotta do you. But I'm gonna shut the fuck up. though. I just want to say shout out to Mike for that cash out though, no cap. Oh, that chime, I appreciate that. Yeah, real talk motivation. Real talk, bro. You gotta be yourself, man. Katie, baby. What you doing, Katie, baby? Yeah, they muted the that's not I didn't mute the mic, y'all. It's not me. Yeah, the mic is not muted. They having a sidebar conversation, but yeah, I mean, this is one of the best days since what? The first day of Tick? Cause this Tick is Tick the star witness? I don't know. It's a long trial, so anybody can pop out. It's really it's still literally the beginning of the trial. I don't even think we out the first quarter yet. To keep it clean, but yeah, man. My message is, do you unapologetically, and if they ain't supporting you, or if somebody ain't really, you know what I'm saying, or they trying to shit on you, man, fuck them niggas, man. Fuck. And don't waste your time with no fake motherfuckers. Don't waste your time with no motherfuckers who on the path to nowhere. You know what I'm saying? Even if that means being by yourself more. Like, nigga, I can count on my hands, my one hand, my real, probably like, I got like 7 real motherfucking niggas, like, but everybody got their own shit going on and everybody focused now, so we don't always be together and shit, but I used to have so many people following me. I used to be around so many people, but I had to learn to cut them motherfuckers off, you feel me? And it took going to prison, it took going to jail, it took having the homeboy fuck my bitch while I was in jail, it took niggas stealing shit. And I ain't been fucked over too much, like niggas ain't just treating me, but one time for me is, I don't give a fuck. You know what I mean? You getting over me on one time, I don't like that shit. I ain't never been no pushover, but I don't like to get fucked over one time at all. You feel me? Like no bullshit. Like you say you think Tick the star witness? He been on stand for what? 5 days now? He been on stand for 5 fucking days. Yeah, I'm not the only one screaming this. I just been following this case since the very beginning. Who remember when, like, one of the first times I screamed this shit, we had like 8,000 people in this bitch. This was like a year and a half when this shit, like the very first day they was doing jury selection, nigga. We had like almost 9,000. I think that's the most people I had on the live stream. Almost 9,000 people. Well, no. It was 8,000, but the Charleston White boxing match, we had 9,000. But yeah, nigga, I had just been covering this for a long time. I was, shout out Infamous Sylvia. I was looking at her talk about the Wine Fan Lucci case, but I don't think that they're gonna really do coverage like this, bro. I don't think they're gonna.
They got
I don't know
to.
if they do. I'm gonna try, but I might can't handle it because I'm gonna be doing this and I'm gonna be doing my music streams and I got a regular life and I gotta make other content and I gotta go shoot videos. I gotta go do other shit. You know what I'm saying? Take showers, take shits and shit. Go hang out sometime. You know what I'm saying? But if I can get the wild fan, I might just. I'm gonna definitely cover it, but I might not stream that motherfucker unless it's like, I don't know. We gonna see. You never can say never. I don't like to never say never, but you feel me? I appreciate it though, World Be Free. Yeah, I don't be on that trolling shit. I mean, I troll.
As promised, it's almost 1:40. So, and since I know you all haven't had lunch and we had kind of an abbreviated schedule, we're going to go ahead and stop for the day. So,
Damn, for real?
where's Mr. Stevens?
We're gonna have to run this back.
Mr. Stevens, we'll see you tomorrow morning at 9:30. Okay? Don't discuss testimony against anybody except the attorneys in this case. Okay? Thank you, sir.
We know something going on.
Ladies and gentlemen, we are going to recess for today, and as I just mentioned earlier, we will start up tomorrow morning. If you all could be here for 9:30, and we'll start sometime between 9:30 or a little after 10, and then we'll have kind of a similar day that we had today, and then that will complete our week. Okay, and then I'll give you more instructions, but you know about next week, and then we'll be on administrative time next week. Give you some time to kind of take care of some other things you may need to. So
Yeah, I'm happy. I'm happy about that. So.
Any questions of me before I give you my admonitions? I was just asking just to be kind, but what does he want to tell? What does he want to ask me that? Yes. Not quite, but we're working on it. But as soon as I let you know, I'll give you as much notice as I can, consistent with what I did last time. Okay. All right. Anybody else? Okay. How about jury stickers? Okay. All right. Just let us know. We know people. They'll be replenished. How are your headquarters back there? You good? Okay. All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, just remember the admonitions I've given you that continue to cover you and apply to you. Please don't discuss your test. Please don't discuss anything you've heard in the four walls of this courtroom as you go out, as you go home, as you are at rest. And please don't let anybody else try and approach you and talk with the matter, but talk with this case in any way if they should. Of course, you know what you're supposed to do. You're supposed to let Sergeant Ingram and myself know immediately. But, ladies and gentlemen, again, we appreciate your patience, and we appreciate the patience you're continuing and will continue to give this matter. So unless you have anything else of me, we'll go ahead and recess, and we'll see you tomorrow morning for 9:30, okay? All right. All right, ladies and gentlemen, all rise. Remember, leave your notepads in the basket.
Hey, yo. Am I tripping or do this light skin dude right here look like Hassan Campbell right here? Am I tweaking? I keep looking at this nigga like, is that Hassan Campbell's son right there? Look. Yeah, you nigga. You see he looked over here. Yeah, you nigga. That nigga like Hassan Campbell, bro.
What's up?
You finna get his snot box rock. You keep fucking around with that fuck around. Yeah, hey, look, I almost stood up too. I'm ready to I'm about to go outside, nigga. I'm gonna run this shit back before I go outside, though. I'm running shit back. For those who missed it.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. Our jury has left us. Any other inquiry of me, counsels?
Not from the state, Your Honor.
All right. Hearing none, then, ladies and gentlemen, if I could get you all to advocates to be here tomorrow for 9:30. We'll go ahead and get started somewhere around the 10 o'clock hour. And I would just ask you all respectfully, in terms of Zoom access, since we had the situation this morning, please be very judicious and don't give out this link to anybody else. I would, because that just interferes with our ability to conduct these proceedings in a respectful and responsible manner. So please don't unless you get prior authorization from the court. And so unless people identify themselves or clearly let Mr. Kearns know who they are, we will not admit you. So you might want to make sure that your proper name and your Zoom identifier is given to him so that we can properly admit you. All right. Unless you have anything else, if you could bring your electronic devices up, and then Mr. Steele and Mr. Adams and Ms. Love, our conversation earlier about the electronic devices, I'll include that as the next court exhibit in order. And is there anything about our conversation that we need to place on the record other than my cautions to as to other electronic devices being utilized?
I don't think so.
Okay, and I would just remind everybody else, remember, your clients are not to have electronic devices while they're, phones in particular, while they're in here. We already had a problem with that once already. So please do not let your clients have those devices while they're here in the courtroom, or we're here, okay? All right. Okay, unless there's anything else, and we're in recess. All right, see you all tomorrow morning, 9:30. All right.
Okay, man. Shout out to everybody that pulled up, man. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna run this second part back, not the whole thing. Sorry, ran the first part back. For those who just came in late, smash that motherfucking like. Yeah, man. Shout out to everybody. Leave, man. Shout out to.
Listen, y'all. Listen, this YSL situation is getting dark. It's getting dark. You understand what I'm saying? You want to dig me? Now, I don't know what, listen. Shout out to IQ Shahad, but listen, I don't know what they're going to do with YFN Lucci situation. But from the looks of it like they're going to bring it on TV. So whereas though it could be a confusion, they're going to confuse it. They're going to confuse it, trust me. YFN Lucci deserve one. My man deserved one. He held it solid. Did what he was supposed to do. He held it solid. Like what else y'all want that man to do? Listen, we got to play this back. Listen, I'm going back into it. I'm sorry. We got to get into this. We got to see what Tick do today.
Feel that? In Jersey, luck is always in the air. That luck can change your mood, your day, even your life. Like how New Jersey lottery players win millions of dollars. Single. This is lucky. Anything can happen in Jersey.
Do you suffer from varicose veins? It's really painful. Swelling of difficulty standing for a long period of time. If blood comes through the
It's going down, huh?
National Vein Care, and you're passionate, and you get the come today. Only taste. The best part is that treatment is covered by most insurance plans. And you'll get another take to control of your
Yeah,
and get back to you. Visit just get 267 and 715 0644. Call me.
Casino has no chip on treatment. Another treatment higher than number 4. The fuel section is the one. Protecting traffic for its race. One with her focus possibility. This is your work. Caregiver of the month. Congratulations on being named Caregiver of the Month.
On behalf of you, thank you so much for everything. Yeah.
Team Melissa is in the lead, 900 to 700, but each word is now worth 1,000 points. It's it. We call this round Choose Your Words. During the break, each team picked 3 words for their opponents to draw. The goal is to choose words that will trip the other team up. This is going to be interesting. As far as stretching out, he's really getting into this. The theme for this round is words that start with back. Words that start with back. 60 seconds on it. Here's the first team Melissa chose for you to draw.
They keep sidebarring, yo.
Backhouse. Basketball. Backboard. Backboard is correct.
They keep sidebarring, yo.
We took 10 seconds. Here's Team Melissa's next word. Words that start with back. Sketch.
I don't know.
Background is
We're gonna do this.
so far these have been easy, but here's the third and final word. Team Melissa.
We're gonna do this, yo. Thug and try everything in the situation to get out the situation. You smell me? You smell me? Come on, man. Peace on. Came from Ghana. What's going down, man? They keep doing that. Why they just keep doing sidebar? Look at them niggas, they happy as shit as fuck. You were married with Thugger. We play Future now. Ghana.
history.
Springtime. They won't let him out. You keep saying objection. Yo, let him talk. Explain. Called him dead. Well, okay. Is she there? Let's go. Shit, he went nut. Do you know him? Marvin Thomas. Yeah. They don't want to talk about it because it goes into it. Shoot. I'm gonna say objection. He ain't gonna answer it. Drake, Nicki. That's his job.
Of Mr. Williams, number
22?
yes, sir.
Any objection?
Yes, Your Honor. There is commentary on number 22, if in fact that was the video that was just shown to the state.
Commissary hearsay, or what is it?
Yes, it would be, testimony being presented through counsel for Mr. Williams. I can have him to show the court what. he
Yeah, let me
has
see
shown.
it.
Your Honor?
Yeah.
It's being removed. It was just to show which exhibit we're talking about. It will be removed.
As long as the commentary is removed, we don't have any objection. We would ask that the whole video, the entire video, what he is about to show, to be shown.
Do you have is there a redacted copy of that?
What he has on there is a redacted copy.
Oh, it is. Okay. All right.
We would ask that the whole video be shown.
See the whole thing? Yeah, we have the whole video, Your Honor. I'm just showing the pertinent part, but if the state wants to show the whole video, that's fine.
They're objecting based on rule of completeness, so
No problem.
we'll just play all of it after you
Instant.
oriented your portion. So, Mr. Kokomo, if you just play the first portion that council wants you to play, then you can play the entirety of it, okay? Is that a yes? Okay, all right.
Sorry. And last,
Yes, Mr. Stevens.
No. Nothing. Nothing, Your Honor.
Are you all okay? You have enough clothing? Or you want me to, I make a phone call? I know we got.
Okay.
Videos of himself.
Yes.
And did he also communicate to people to try to get their attention and to have followers?
objection as to the mindset.
I sustain your question.
Did Mr. Williams, don't tell me anything about mindset, did he put out also statements on social media to try to get fans?
Objection as to the
I
trust.
sustain the question.
Did he put out statements on social media?
Yes.
And did he do all that under the moniker or brand name Young Thug?
Yes.
And if you know, was Mr. Williams trying to portray a certain type of image on social media?
Objection as to mindset.
I sustain the question.
Do you know if Mr. Williams portrayed a certain image as to himself on social media?
Objection.
I sustain the question.
Did Mr. Williams put forth a gangster rap image on social media?
Yes.
And do you know whether Mr. Williams had a lot of followers when he did that? Followers on Instagram.
Objection calls for speculation.
I sustain the
If
question.
he knows. You ever see Mr. Williams' social media accounts?
Yes.
Okay. And do those social media accounts show how many people are following?
Yes.
And did Mr. Williams, from this conduct, from this entertainment, did it have a lot of people following him?
Objection as to compound and
I sustain the question as to form.
Did he have a lot of followers?
Yes.
And were the followers building over time?
Yes.
And did you notice that it was increasing a large amount? Did you notice?
Yes.
And did it eventually get to the point that Mr. Williams had millions of followers?
Yes.
You know how many millions at any given time?
I know millions though.
Couldn't hear you.
I don't know the exact millions, but I know it's millions.
Now, was there a time that you were mad at Mr. Williams for the content of his song?
Man, the content of the song.
The lyrics that he used.
Yes.
Tell ladies and gentlemen why.
Um, um, because I knew that he was teasing me.
Tell him. Tell him what you mean by that.
He made a song and he referred to me as robbing women. At that time, the whole neighborhood was poking fun at me for being accused of robbing women because they knew that.
Objection as to what the neighborhood, but
I stand the question.
They knew what I was known for, which was setting
I
to
sustain, you can't answer the question.
all right.
Don't, Mr. Stevens, don't say what other people were thinking. Just say what you were thinking. Why were you mad at Mr. Williams?
For even putting that in the song, knowing that it was false.
And did Mr. Williams, were you also mad at him because you believed in other lyrics he was describing things that you did, but taking credit for it?
Yeah.
And why did that bother you?
Your Honor, I object as to generalization. That's
I stand the question as to form, Mr. Steele. You can rephrase it.
Mr. Stevens, why did it bother you? Why were you mad at Mr. Williams for using lyrics about your life as if he did?
an objection as to what lyrics, just specificity.
I stand as to form.
It could be any. Did you ever get mad at Mr. Williams because he was taking credit for things that you know you did in his lyrics?
I felt the way.
I apologize.
I felt a certain type of way. I had a feeling about it.
Okay.
Your Honor,
Tell
I
me.
object as to non-responsive, we don't know.
I stand, just rephrase or redirect him, or refocus him, I should say, Mr. Steele.
Instead of saying you felt a certain type of way, can you be more specific with that, Mr. Stevens? Why you were mad at Mr. Williams?
Well, I did. I said I felt a certain type of way. I really can't put. Say probably jealousy. I felt, probably jealousy because I knew it was something I could have been rapping about and potentially making money of it.
Now, if you know, is it a competitive business to be, to try to get fans on social media and followers in rap songs, if you know?
No, I'm not in the business.
I couldn't hear you. You're not in the business? Okay.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah.
That's fine. All right. Do you remember Jeffrey wearing really tight pants before they were popular?
Yes.
And based upon Jeffrey's popularity growing and this fashion that he wore, did other people start wearing really tight pants?
Objection, compound speculation.
I sustain an objection.
Did people follow Jeffrey's lead, if you know, to wear tight pants?
Objection, speculation.
Sustained.
Did people wear tight pants after
Objection,
Jeffrey?
general, overbroad, irrelevant.
I sustain the question.
Did you notice that after Jeffrey started wearing tight pants, other people in your neighborhood wore tight pants?
Yes, it became a trend.
Couldn't hear you.
Yes, it became a trend.
Trend?
Yeah.
How about tight necklace around the neck? Did Jeffrey start that as well?
To our neighborhood, or like,
Anyway, did you notice that he started to wear tight necklaces?
I noticed his stuff started getting tight. Just
And did you notice that other people again followed that trend?
Objection, speculation.
I sustain the question.
He asked if he noticed.
Whether other people.
This is not
Whether other people, that's speculation.
Did you notice other people wearing tight necklaces after Jeffrey started them?
I noticed other people's things starting to get tight too.
It would be fair to say that Jeffrey was being watched and he became a trendsetter, to use your word.
Objection, compound, and speculation.
I sustain the question.
Do you know whether people followed what Jeffrey was wearing, singing about?
Objection, speculation.
Sustain.
Did people start dressing like Jeffrey?
Objection, speculation.
You might want to just ask a question before that. So,
Do you know whether after Jeffrey started to wear certain fashion, other people started to dress like that? Do you know?
I don't know exactly why they did it, but I started seeing similarities in what he was doing and what other people were doing.
Okay. And when you first met Jeffrey in approximately 2007, if that year is like you said before, what was he called? What was the typical name that you called him and people called him?
Little Jeff.
And do you know what his father's name is?
Yes.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, Jeff.
Big Jeff.
Now, we talked about Jeffrey wearing tight jeans. Do you know, don't speculate, do you know whether Jeffrey got any criticism? That means, did people go against him for wearing tight jeans, if you know?
Yes.
And tell us about that. What did people do? If you're aware.
I'm aware that they was accusing him of being gay.
A homosexual?
Yes.
And did that help, if you know, Jeffrey's popularity?
Objection, speculation.
If he
I
knows.
sustain the question. Well, let me let's see if he can answer the predicate. So you can ask him that again.
You can answer.
Oh, my bad. You can say it again. All the objections still on.
No, it's my fault. It's not your fault. You ready? There's nothing to do. You ready? The question is, if you know, did being called gay affect Jeffrey's popularity on social media?
Your Honor, I object to that because.
That's a different question. I'm gonna sustain that.
Did being called gay affect Jeffrey's popularity at all?
Objection, Your Honor, as to,
I sustain it.
If you know.
Your Honor, he can't fix it with adjectives.
Yeah, I'm gonna sustain the question.
Okay.
They don't let it through.
Now, did you know that Jeffrey besides music, branched out into fashion as a business.
Yes.
And do you know Spider? You know this Spider brand?
Yes.
What is Spider brand?
A brand, a clothing brand.
And whose clothing brand is that?
Jeff Williams.
I'm going to show you what has been previously marked and shown to you. Mr. Williams, number 9, and then we'll go to number 10. You already took a peek at that. Remember looking at that, Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
On Mr. Williams, number 9, do you recognize who's in that picture?
Yes.
And do you recognize the clothing shown in that picture?
Yes.
And do you recognize the color of that clothing?
Yes.
And does it fairly and accurately depict the clothing and the person who's wearing it in that picture, number 9, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
I'll move for the admission of number 9.
Any further objection to defendant's 9?
No, Your Honor, not tonight.
Defendant's 9 is admitted and may be published as you see fit, sir.
It should be on the screen, but it's right in front of you, Mr. Stevens. Who is that gentleman in Mr. Williams, number 9?
Jeff Williams.
And is he wearing a, what I'd call a hooded sweatshirt?
Yes.
And can you see the type or brand on that sweatshirt?
Yes.
What brand or type is that?
Spider brand.
And who owns Spider brand, to your knowledge?
Jeff Williams.
Okay. And what color is that hooded Spider brand sweatshirt?
Only white words. And
And do you notice a jacket on top of the hooded sweatshirt?
yes.
And what color is that jacket?
Blue.
Do you notice pants being worn by Mr. Williams in number 9?
Yes.
And what brand is that?
Spider clothing brand.
Same owner of that brand?
Yes.
And what color?
Blue with white words.
And then the shoes. You see shoes?
Yes.
And do you know what type of shoes they are? If you don't, that's fine. Yes or no?
No, I don't.
Okay. And the laces appear to be what color on the right foot?
Red.
And how about the left foot?
Blue.
I'd like you to look at Mr. Williams' number 10 that should be in front of you. I think I gave that to you. It might be underneath number 9.
Oh, no, that's the tongue.
One more
The
time.
lace is blue on both on it. That look like that's the tongue.
Okay. It's the tongue is red.
Oh, yeah, I answer to the best of my ability.
That's fine. That's fine. Do you see Mr. Williams' number 10? It may be under number 9.
Yes,
You've never seen that before?
yes,
And there are 2 gentlemen in that picture. Is that fair to say?
yes,
Do you recognize both of those gentlemen?
yes,
And is that picture depicted in number 10 of Mr. Williams fair and accurate depiction of both of those people?
yes.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of number 10.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am. You have any further objection to defendant's 10?
I feel like here as to 10 for the admission.
All right.
Good morning, Mr. Stevens.
Morning.
Were you present when that picture was taken, defense exhibit number 10?
No,
Do you recognize the area that that picture was taken in?
No.
Can you say with certainty whether that picture accurately describes or accurately reflects whatever was present in that area at the time that the picture was taken?
Can I say that? What? No.
Your Honor, state objects to number 10.
Foundation?
He has no basis.
Foundation?
Yes.
All right. Still anything else?
That would go to weight, Your Honor, not the admissibility.
I'm gonna sustain the state's objection at this time.
Okay. All right. Did I give you number 11, if you could look at that? And it might be 13.
I only have 9 and 10.
Okay. Your Honor, may I approach?
You may, sir.
Okay.
Let me show you this. You recognize what I've shown you before as Mr. Williams' number 13.
Yes.
And how many people do you recognize any of the people shown in Mr. Williams 13?
Yes.
Do you recognize both those people?
Yes.
And does the photograph accurately show the way those two people look?
Yes.
And were you present when that image was taken?
No.
Have you seen that image before?
Yes.
Okay. And is that what now is Mr. Williams 13 accurate the way you've seen it before?
Yes.
And where have you seen it before?
Social media.
Okay. Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 13.
Any objection to defendant's 13? Defendant Williams 13, I should say.
I'd ask to voir dire the witness.
All right. Can I see 13, please? You got 13 in front of you on there? Okay, here you go. All right, go ahead, Ms. Love.
Mr. Stevens, as to defendants 13, Mr. Steele asked you where or whether you've seen that photograph before, and you said on social media.
Yes.
Did you place that photo on social media?
No.
Do you know anything about the time that that photograph was taken?
No.
Do you know anything about the surrounding that?
Photograph of Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas, Donovan Thomas, on social media.
Do I know who posted it?
Yeah. Do you know whose Instagram account it was?
Yes. No.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, who Instagram account posted it.
No.
And for some people who may not know, can you explain what it means by posting on your social media account? What does that mean?
Uploading the image from your phone to the internet.
Okay. And at the top, you see where it says big business underscore ENT underscore nut?
Yes.
Do you recognize that as somebody's social media handle?
Yes.
Whose social media handle is that?
Nut.
And then, Mr. Kokomo, if you don't mind just scrolling to the bottom. If you know, you see where it says in the first line 444 likes, you see that?
Yes.
If you don't know, just say I'm not sure. What does it mean with the number 444 and the word likes next to it on social media?
That 444 people liked the picture.
And then underneath that, again, it says big business underscore ENT underscore nut. And then it's written, me and little bro. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
And then it has an ampersand, Thugger 1. Bullying at Big Homie. At Birdman with a 5-star kind of. Pound 25 million, sky the limit. You see all that?
Yes.
And I'm in the race, blood love. See all that?
Yes.
And whose social media account wrote that? I know you don't know who wrote it, but whose social media account is that attributable to?
Nuts.
Okay. And what date was that posted?
May 26, 2014.
Were you aware whether Mr. Thomas and Mr. Jeffrey Williams were friends?
Your Honor, I'd ask for clarity, vague
I stand the question. You can rephrase it, sir.
time frame.
To your knowledge, was Mr. Thomas, Donovan Thomas, and Mr. Williams friends?
Time frame, Your Honor, vague.
I stand the question. Just rephrase it.
Before the death of, well, where were you? If you remember, I know dates are not good. Do you remember where you were the end of 2014, beginning of 2000, let's say January 2015, if you know?
In 2014.
If you don't know, it's fine.
Yeah. Jail.
You were in custody?
Yes.
In jail?
Yeah.
Okay. And is that for the end of 2014 going to beginning of 2015?
Yes.
But you're clearly out in some point of early 2015 because you told the jury about being sent home from the rodeo tour. You remember that?
Yes.
And you were clearly out on your birthday in 2015, April 26th. Is
Yes.
that true? Okay. All right. At the time that you were in custody, put in custody, in 2014, do you remember when that was? And if you don't, that's fine.
At the time when I was in custody.
Yeah, were you in custody the end of 2014 going into beginning of 2015? If you know, and if you don't know, that's fine.
Yeah.
Do you remember approximately when you were arrested and put in custody in 2014?
Yes.
Approximately when was it?
I think that's the date we've been just going over. October 14, October 2014. I don't know the exact date.
That's fine. And that was shown days ago
Yeah.
with that allegation.
Right.
When you were arrested.
That's how I remember. Yeah.
Okay. So let's use that as a date. At that time, October 2014, do you know whether Mr. Williams and Mr. Thomas were friends?
Objection, Your Honor, as to vagueness, same objection.
Let's see if he knows. I'll consider the objection based on his next response.
If you know,
Yes.
were they friends?
Yes.
I'll
Okay.
hold the objection.
Yes, Your Honor.
And this May 26, 2014, who is referring to who? So you tell us the speakers as Little Bra. Who is Little Bra as you read that on social media?
Jeff.
Okay, and who is calling Jeffrey Little Bra?
Nut.
All right. I want to talk with you. Thank you, sir. I want to talk with you about April 26, 2015, your birthday, okay? Prosecutor was asking you these questions on that day, and you remember going into the compound to see an entertainer that you really liked. Remember you talked about paying $500, et cetera?
Yes.
Okay, that's the day I'm talking about. Are you aware at some point that the tour bus of Lil Wayne was supposedly shot?
Yes.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury what information you have.
You ain't got no
If
information.
Jeffrey Williams was in any way involved with the shooting of that tour bus.
Any at all?
Your Honor,
You have an objection, madam?
I do not.
Okay, all right. Go ahead. Can you answer the question, sir?
I don't have any information at all.
Okay. Now, you've been to concerts, musical concerts, fair to say?
Yes.
Have you ever been to a sporting event, Hawks game, something like that?
I've been to a sporting event. Yes.
And at the sporting event that you went to, were they selling, you call it merchandise? Were people selling merchandise, if you remember?
I know that they sell merchandise there.
Okay. When you were shown earlier a red hat and it said Bompton, Bompton, you remember seeing that video or the photograph rather?
Yes.
Was that being sold at a show?
Yes.
And do people make money off of that?
Yes.
And do you know whether any YSL merchandise or merch is sold at shows?
Yes. Yeah.
And do you know whether people can buy YSL merchandise over the internet?
Yes.
And do you know whether people can buy Spider merchandise over the internet?
Yes.
And is all this a business?
Yes.
Do you know, if you know, does Jeffrey Williams have a record label, YSL?
Yes.
And does he promote his records, albums, musics, mixtapes, whatever it is, through YSL?
Yes.
If you know, and if you don't know, you say, I don't know. Has that record label also been bought by a publicly traded company?
Objection, basis.
If he knows.
I'll overrule the objection, madam.
I don't know somebody about it.
You don't know. You
No.
I don't know.
Okay. Are you aware that Jeffrey also performs with people, with other people in music?
Yes.
And do you know some of the artists that Jeffrey has performed with? And if yes, tell the jury.
Yes.
Objection as to relevance.
Mr. Steele?
Goes to what Jeffrey Williams does, Your Honor, for his living, not a member of
I
a.
sustain the, I should say, I'm going to overrule the objection. He can testify to that if he knows.
Post Malone.
Okay. And what type of music is Post Malone known for?
Rock and roll. Different. I don't know what kind of artist it is. I said that because that one I like.
That's fine.
One I like.
Do you know whether Mr. Williams has ever worked with, an artist named Rihanna?
Yes.
Okay. Elton John?
Yes.
Has Mr. Williams, to your knowledge, does he have a song out with Elton John?
Yes.
Is it a popular song, if you know?
Yes.
You know the name of that song?
Yes.
What is it?
Hi.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Williams has done work with an artist, if you know the artist, Ed Sheeran?
Your Honor, I'm going to object to the line of questioning regarding how many or who all Mr. Williams has done work with. If it was to establish that he is a rapper, no one disputes that.
I'm going to overrule the objection.
Oh. What? My bad.
That's okay. do you know whether Mr. Williams has done music with a musical artist named Ed Sheeran?
Yes.
How about, do you know an artist named Drake?
Yes.
Do you know if Mr. Williams has done music with Drake?
Yes.
How about, except not just rap music, do you know whether Mr. Williams also does popular music?
Yes.
How about African beats?
Yeah. Country.
Okay, country. And did Mr. Williams, to your knowledge, have a gigantic country hit?
Yes.
How about Latin music?
I know it's several different genres.
Okay. Do you know whether Mr. Williams has performed in almost every continent in the world?
Yeah.
Do you know whether he's performed in front of over 300,000 people as the headliner?
Objection, Your Honor.
I sustain the question.
When Jeffrey Williams, you were asked a series of questions. On direct examination, that means when the prosecutor was asking you questions about whether the conduct of YSL and its associates and members enhanced the notoriety, the respect, the reputation. Tell the ladies and gentlemen jury how crime on Cleveland Avenue committed by YSLU or its members helped Jeffrey Williams, when you answer those questions, get respect, reputation, image, notoriety, street credibility. Tell them.
Objection as to relevance and objection as to the court will
I
get the law.
sustain the question.
Your Honor, this goes directly to questions asked on direct examination.
Doesn't make them still objectionable, though. So I'm gonna sustain the objection at this point in time.
Tell the jury, from being a member of YSL, that's what you said, right?
Yeah.
Tell the jury how Jeffrey Williams benefits from YSL, the criminal street.
He ain't got no benefit.
I-
I don't feel like he benefit. He don't benefit.
Okay. Now, earlier you went through in the indictment with me, you were kind enough, when it was, y'all just started bringing me the money, remember 24 M's on an N, remember that? And I know what you testified to, the jurors will remember. But why, explain to jurors, why would Jeffrey Williams need money from you or anybody else living on Cleveland Avenue? I'm not trying to insult anybody. Just answer that question if you don't mind.
Objection as to
I
speculation.
sustain the question.
Do you ever give Jeffrey Williams any money?
No.
Money is a hard commodity to get for you, isn't it?
Yes.
And for many people on Cleveland Avenue. Is that fair to say?
Objection
I
speculation.
sustain the question.
I'm saying no speculation. We honestly know that.
Wait, my turn? Oh,
That's
my bad.
There's no question.
Oh, my bad.
Goes to you, sir.
Now, when you talked about being upset with Quentin Porter, who, remember, and you wanted to separate from Rock Crew, do you remember that?
Yeah.
You want to separate from him, Mr. Quentin Porter, right?
Yeah.
And Jeffrey took on the YSL as his record label to sing about. Is that true?
Yeah.
As Jeffrey's popularity grew, did a lot of people in the neighborhood start singing and saying we're YSL?
Yes.
Was there any rule to get into YSL?
No.
Could Jeffrey, to your knowledge, stop somebody from saying, I'm YSL?
No.
Could Jeffrey stop someone from putting a tattoo on their face, their arm, their...
Objection as to speculation and compound.
I sustain the question.
Do you know whether Jeffrey could stop someone from putting a tattoo on their body?
Objection as to
Still-
speculation.
Still speculation, Mr. Steele. I sustain the objection.
Could he stop you from putting a tattoo on your body?
No.
And you said earlier that people were copying, this is my word, Jeffrey, I think your word was, he was trending or something like that. Do you remember that?
Yes.
And he was clearly now singing about YSL, right?
Yes.
He was clearly wearing certain clothing a certain way, right?
Yes.
And he was clearly being followed by others, true?
Yes.
Objection, Your Honor, as to speculation.
I sustain the last question of speculation.
Do you know from social media, people outside of Cleveland Avenue starting to dress like Jeffrey? If you know from social media.
Objection as to why they would be dressing.
Let me-
Speculation.
Let's see if he knows he has any basis. Can you answer that question?
Can you say it again?
Yeah.
My bad. When y'all do that, I lose my train of thought. My bad.
That is not your bad. That is. Mr. Stevens, on social media, did you recognize people dressing like Jeffrey as his popularity grew?
Yes.
And that's outside of Cleveland Avenue, right?
Yes.
And do you know from social media, people outside of Cleveland Avenue, outside of our country, tattooing YSL on their bodies?
Yes.
And putting Jeffrey's face tattooed on their calves,
Yes.
on their stomachs.
Yes. I met a girl, she had it on her arm.
I couldn't hear you.
I said I met a girl, she had it on her arm.
She had Jeffrey's image of his face on her arm,
Yeah.
and also have Jeffrey's lyrics on their bodies.
Well, more about all that.
I don't think I seen no lyric, but it's possible though.
No, that's fine. And also have YSL tattooed on their bodies from the internet.
Possibility.
Jeffrey became wildly popular, right?
Yes.
And from your area that you grew up in and that he was there a short period of time,
Yeah.
who else from that area is that popular?
Nobody.
Would you describe the fact that Jeffrey's efforts and talent,
Excuse me.
that's all right, created a brand? Do you know what I mean by brand? Something marketable that people liked.
Objection, speculation.
I sustain the objection.
But did you like it? I know you're jealous, you said of Jeffrey at times, but were you proud of him?
Yes.
He did something. Were you shocked at what he did? From where he came from?
Objection,
Amazed.
compound.
I sustain the question as form. Rephrase, Mr. Steele.
Okay. How would you describe, in your own words, how you feel about the fact where Jeffrey, you know where he came from to where he grew? Did you ever think that was possible?
I feel like anything possible, but yeah, it was amazing, man.
To your knowledge, do you know whether people say that they know Jeffrey who really don't know him?
Objection, speculation.
I
If you know,
sustain the question.
have you ever been in a situation where you knew that someone did not know Jeffrey, but they claimed to be able to contact him?
Objection, foundation, and
I sustain the question.
Now, Jeffrey, you said, gave opportunities to you and others. Fair to say?
Yes.
Yes, sir.
And although he wouldn't give anyone money, would Jeffrey be free to open his house to others?
Yes.
And if they needed a place to stay, could they come to his home?
What for
If you know you, yeah.
If he knew you.
Yeah.
And how about vehicles? If somebody needed a vehicle, to your knowledge, would Jeffrey let people drive cars that he had?
Yes.
Tell ladies and gentlemen, jury, if you know about how people can get cars if they know Jeffrey in his home.
Can I speak from my experience?
Yes.
The drawer in his house with all the keys, and you just, I don't even ask. I just grab them.
And what type of cars are we talking about? I know they change over time. Just give me an example. The type of cars we're talking
Can I
about.
speak from my experience?
Sure.
I've driven Rolls Royce truck, Bentley truck,
Even a lawyer looked over.
Jeep truck. Yeah, I've driven a lot of them.
And from your experience and knowledge, would Jeffrey rent cars for other people if they needed a car
If he fuck with you.
Yeah,
in his own name?
yeah.
And did other people, including yourself, at times, were you able to rent a car? Did you have a credit card?
No,
But Jeffrey would do that for you and others?
yes.
And would he ask any questions about where you would take in the Bentley Jeep, or was it just, here you go?
Sometimes I didn't even know I was gone.
Same with rental cars?
Yeah.
Now, to get to the rodeo tour, I know you were sent home. Is it fair to say you were sent home by plane?
Yes.
To get out to the rodeo tour, were you taking a tour bus? When I say you, did Jeffries have a tour bus? And if you don't remember, so.
Oh, we all slid out.
No, I don't remember how I got there. No, I ain't take tour bus.
How about from city to city?
Yeah, that was super, yeah.
And if you were aware, was Jeffrey sleeping on the walkway of the tour bus to let other people sleep in the beds?
Yeah. Everybody just fall asleep anyway, wherever you
Couldn't
can.
hear you, I apologize.
You just fall asleep wherever you got space to fall asleep.
And did Jeffrey make it known that he wanted to show people there is life outside of Cleveland Avenue?
Objection, Your Honor.
I sustain the question.
Was this the first time that you really ever, except for jails and custody, I'm excluding that. Was this really the first time, because of Jeffrey Williams, that you and others ever left the area that you grew up in, born?
Objection as to others.
I sustain the question.
If he knows.
As to form.
Just talk about yourself.
I wouldn't have, nah, I ain't leave out of 285 for him.
And how about private planes, airplanes? Do you know whether Jeffrey would take private planes to travel?
Yes.
And would he allow other people to see what it's like to fly?
Yeah.
A lot of people.
And these are all new experiences.
Yes.
And would you ever experience the fact that there's life outside of Cleveland Avenue?
Objection.
It's kind of vague. I'll sustain the question as to form, Mr. Steele. Before you pose the next question, ladies and gentlemen, how about a comfort break? All right, Mr. Steele, we're gonna, and ladies and gentlemen, jury, we're gonna take 10 minutes and then we'll come back and I'll kind of give you the plan for the afternoon, okay? All right, 10 minutes, remember my admonitions to you. Mr. Stevens, you can take your 10-minute break, please. All rise for our jury, please.
Hey, fella.
Free fuck, mistrial. Free fuck, mistrial.
One more time.
Free fuck, mistrial. Free fuck, mistrial.
All right, Mr. Stevens, you can take it. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to go ahead and take our comfort break at this point in time. We'll be back in 10 minutes. We're in recess.
Free fuck, mistrial. Free fuck, mistrial.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, please be seated. All right, thank you, Sergeant Ingram. All right, ladies and gentlemen, you're probably wondering, well, what's the deal we're going to eat? We're going to go to about 1:30, and then that'll be the conclusion of today, okay? So, and then I'll give you more instructions, all right? So, Mr. Steele, you can continue your examination at this point in time, please.
Mr. Stevens, tell the ladies and gentlemen of the jury, growing up in the area that you grew up in, how many law enforcement officers came to you with opportunities for jobs? None. How about law enforcement officers who gave you encouragement to lead a better life? Tell the jury.
None.
You mentioned the Honorable Prosecutor, King Slime, is something that Jeffrey is referred to as. You remember that?
Yes.
Do you know if that is any way tied to some sort of criminality, that name?
No.
Now, Slime, you mentioned earlier Lil Wayne, remember?
Yes.
And I believe you testified earlier that by listening to Lil Wayne's music in about 2011, 12. I know dates are.
Objection, Your Honor. You're testifying.
I'll sustain the question.
I'm not worried about dates. But before you ever used, with Jeffrey or anybody in that circle used slime, where did you hear that term?
From the music artist from Wayne.
Okay, for the musical artist, Lil
Yeah.
Wayne? Okay. Are you familiar with the song Look at Me Now?
Yes.
Do you know it came out in 2011? If you don't, just say I don't know the year.
I don't know the year.
Who sings Look at Me Now? What song you know?
Lil Wayne and Chris Brown.
In that song, do you know whether Lil Wayne refers to slime?
Yes.
Is that one of the songs that you adopted, slime, the use of the word slime?
No, that song probably, that's song kind of new. Well, it ain't that new, but yeah.
It was maybe a different song?
Objection.
Sustain.
You asked me what song? Oh,
Yeah.
Another question.
Do you,
Pose another question.
do you remember what song? If you don't, that's fine.
no, I don't remember.
That's fine. Okay. Now, I'd like to show you what I've marked as Mr. Williams number 12. And tell me whether you recognize this, okay?
Yes, sir.
You recognize number 12. I didn't mean to throw it.
Yes.
And what is, how do you recognize number 12?
It's an album cover.
And is number 12 depict the way that you understand and you've seen the album cover in the past?
Yes.
Is there anything different about number 12 versus the album cover that you've seen in the past?
No.
And do you recognize the person in number 12, Mr. Williams?
Yes.
And is there any doubt in your mind that number 12 is not accurate of what the album cover looks like that you've seen in the past? So let me ask you a better question. Is number 12 accurate to the album cover that you've seen in the past?
He doing a different pose, but this from the album cover though.
Okay. Your Honor, I will move for the admission of Mr. Williams, number 12.
Any objection to the defendant Williams 12?
No objection.
All right, defendant Williams 12 is admitted, which is you see fit.
Okay, Mr. Stevens, who is that in Mr. Williams, number 12?
Jeffrey Williams.
And what color is the garment? What colors are the garment that Mr. Williams is shown wearing in number 12?
White top and blue bottom, sky blue bottom.
And how about the hat?
White top, yeah.
And the hat, and if you answer that question, just say I've answered the question.
Yes.
Okay.
White.
Okay. And how would you describe, if you could describe that garment? Would you say that that's a dress?
Yes.
Okay. And how many entertainers did you know at the time, male entertainers, were wearing dresses on their album covers?
Relevance and relevance.
One other question. I'll sustain the question.
Did you ever see another album cover with the entertainer in a dress who's a man?
Objection.
Sustained.
How about the necklace? You see the necklace or the necklaces on Mr. Williams?
Yes.
How would you describe how many necklaces do you see?
just know there's several of them.
Okay, that's fine. And would you describe the top two necklaces as tight around the neck?
Yes.
Do you remember which album this is from, the album cover?
Jeffrey? Yeah.
And to your knowledge, did this album, was it wildly popular on social media?
Yes.
Are you familiar with whether Jeffrey has children?
Excuse me. My bad. Keep yawning. Yes.
And do you know how many, and tell the ladies and gentlemen jury, how many children Jeffrey has?
I don't know the exact. I think about 5 or 6.
Fine. And do you remember growing up calling a location Haiti?
Yes.
Explain that to the ladies and gentlemen jury what Haiti is.
Set apartments on Cleveland Avenue.
And do you know why it's called Haiti, or why you call it Haiti?
Yes.
Tell the jury.
It was from my understanding of what the actual place Haiti was like. It was, from my understanding, Haiti was like run down.
The country?
Yeah. It was, yeah.
Do you know, did you place on your body a tattoo with the word Haiti?
Yes.
Did we see that earlier when you were being shown pictures of tattoos?
Nah, it's on my leg. No, it's on my leg.
That's fine. Do you know, if you know, is one of Jeffrey's daughters named Haiti?
Yes.
And do you know, if you know, does Jeffrey have his children tattoos, names? His,
Objection, relevance.
I stand objection.
are you familiar with Jeffrey's tattoos, or some of them? How about on his face?
Yeah.
Do you know whether Jeffrey has Haiti on his face, tattooed on his face? If you know.
No, I think Haiti on his chest.
That's fine. Okay. Jonesboro South. You know Jeffrey to come from there?
Yes.
Okay. Until it was torn down?
Yes.
Does Jeffrey have Jonesboro South, if you know, tattooed on his body? Where would that be, if you know?
Oh yeah, that's what's on his chest.
Okay.
My bad.
It's okay. So Jonesboro South is tattooed on Jeffrey's chest as far as your memory?
Yes.
All right. Okay. Do you remember there being a McDonald's on Cleveland Avenue at one time?
Yes.
Do you know the address by any chance?
No.
That's fine. Do you know the, can you tell, ladies and gentlemen, jury, some of the businesses that are around that McDonald's? Well, let's start here. Make sure we're talking about the same McDonald's. Do you know the cross streets that McDonald's that you're talking about, to make sure that I'm talking about the same one?
Yeah.
What streets?
Hey, Mount Zion and Cleveland Avenue.
And can you tell, ladies and gentlemen, jury, what stores are near that McDonald's when it was there?
Excuse me. Auto parts store, a gas station, a Church's Chicken restaurant, and a car laundry.
Is that McDonald's, to your knowledge, in business today?
No.
When that McDonald's was operating or in business, when it was open to the public, do you know whether it had any cameras, surveillance cameras? Did you ever notice that?
I probably wasn't paying attention to them.
That's fine.
Pretty sure they did. All stores got cameras. Oh, my bad. My bad.
I stand objection. You can rephrase, please.
Let me show you what I don't believe is admitted to the evidence yet. approach, Your Honor?
Yes, sir.
May I approach you, Mr. Stevens?
Yes.
I'm going to show you what I've marked as Mr. Williams number 1 for the upper corner. Once I do that. If you take a look at that, just orient yourself, Mr. Williams number 1, and tell me whether you recognize what is shown in Mr. Williams number 1.
Yes.
And is Mr. Williams number 1 accurate as of the time that this photograph was taken, whatever time? Is it accurate as far as what your memory and the surrounding areas that you described to the ladies and gentlemen of the jury?
Object as to fairness.
I stand in objection. You can rephrase the foundation if you can, Mr. Stevens.
Is Mr. Williams number 1 accurate of what it depicts or what it shows?
Yes.
Okay. And is there anything from your observations in the past, anything different about number 1 as to the general layout of those buildings and those streets?
No.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of Mr. Williams number 1.
Any objection to defendant name 1 now?
Your Honor, I just asked for a little bit more clarity, or asked for it.
All right, go ahead.
Mr. Stevens, at what time or what year is it that
The imagery in Defendant's Exhibit number 1 reflect? What year is it that you're talking about that it accurately reflects? Do you know?
What year this picture was taken?
Yeah, yes.
No way.
When you were asked by Mr. Steele, does it reflect the year that you remember? What did you understand him to be saying?
I thought he said that this area, I understood him to be saying that this how this area look, ever.
Ever?
Yeah.
Okay, at what time did that area look like that?
Like 14.
I remember them remodeling this McDonald's, so since them remodeling this McDonald's, that's how it looked.
And around the time, no exact year, just, do you have any frame of reference to tell me when they remodeled that McDonald's?
I remember it when they remodeled it and it started looking like that.
All right.
She
Fair
started
enough.
laughing.
Your Honor, I would ask for a little bit more clarity as to the time frame or something, but
Okay, you still need some more foundation, Mr. Stevens. I'm sustaining your objection for the time being.
How about using the October 2014 date? I'm just talking about that arrest that you referred to.
Yeah.
You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
At and before, around that time, is that the way that area looked? Before you were arrested, approximately October 2014?
This McDonald's looked like this before I left for prison.
Okay. And when did you leave for prison, unfortunately?
2015.
Your Honor, I move for the admission of number 1.
no objection.
D1's admittedly publishes UC.
They don't really want to stand no more.
Now,
They feel as though he's lying. But he helped them thug out.
we are going to use that with another witness, Your Honor, but thank you, sir. With regards to
People might say he ratting, but he turned it around. He
snitch,
flipped
do you remember the district attorney asking you about a snitch? What that word meant to you?
it.
And you said something to the effect of a person who works with the police. Did you say something
Objection,
like
Your
that?
Honor. Mischaracterization.
I stand in objection.
Did you say something like that?
Yes.
Now,
Look,
to you, since you were asked about by district attorney,
as a translator.
does a snitch mean someone who lies?
It could.
And does a snitch mean somebody who was given an incentive? That may be a bad word. Let me change it. Is a snitch someone who benefits by testifying for the prosecution? Is that your understanding of that word?
It could.
You were asked about rat. Remember the district attorney asked you about rat?
He gonna
If you
get
don't
that
remember, just say,
paper
I don't remember.
on his travel, but he gonna get this letter in the
I
mail.
thought she just was talking about snitch.
Okay, all right.
Go get that legal
I want
mail.
to talk with you. Do you remember being asked questions about
This shit gonna give him his
something
visual
called
son.
false flagging? Do you remember something like that?
Yes.
Tell the ladies and gentlemen, jury, how you, Mr. Stevens, understand the phrase false flagging. If at all, in any context, the way you understood the question.
I really don't understand when she asked me.
Okay. Have you heard that term before?
Yes.
Do you know, and if you don't know, say fine, it's good. It's all good, it's what you know. Do you know, and can you tell us what false flagging means to you in the context of a supposed criminal street gang? Can you tell ladies and gentlemen what you understand it, if at all? And if you say, I don't understand what you're saying, just say, I don't know what you're talking about.
I'm only familiar with it because of like things I done heard. So I don't know if what I heard was true. So
That's fine. Okay. I want to go back to criminal street gang YSL. Okay?
yeah,
You testified to that earlier in your testimony. Remember that?
right.
All right. To join YSL, is there any type of pamphlet or Bible or rules that you're aware of if somebody wants to be YSL gang?
No,
Do you know whether in order to claim that they're part of YSL, somebody has to be beaten in? Do you know what beaten in means?
yeah,
You learned that in juvenile detention center,
Yeah.
juvenile jail?
yeah.
Is there any, to your knowledge, is there any type of requirement that to become a member or an associate of YSL, you have to be beaten in?
No, I know for a fact you don't have to be beat in.
How about to leave YSL criminal, I'm just talking about criminal street gang, YSL, that you described earlier. Is there any type of beating out to get out?
No,
Any type of being sexed in, maybe a bad term, somebody having sexual relations with a number of people in order to become a member of YSL? Is that anything like that?
no,
How about paying money to enroll? Is there anything like that?
no,
How about paying money to get out of criminal street gang YSL? Anything like that?
no,
Is it true from your understanding, your experience, in your testimony that anybody can claim to be YSL?
yes,
Do you have to know them and approve them?
no,
Do they owe anything to you?
no,
Do they have to come to you and say, I am going to commit a crime and on behalf of YSL? Did anything like that happen?
no,
Okay, with regards to Kenneth Copeland. Woody, remember talking about Woody?
yes,
If you know, if you don't know, just say, I don't know. Is he from the Cleveland Avenue area?
no,
Do you know what area Mr. Kenneth Copeland or Woody is from? If you know, and if you don't know, just say, I don't know.
think from Mechanicsville. Or Carver Home, one of them, Carver Homes,
Carver Homes.
yeah,
And when you say one of them, what was the other one?
Mechanicsville,
Or Mechanicsville?
yeah,
Some of the jurors may not be familiar with those areas. Just you, if you don't mind, and if you know, use Cleveland Avenue and describe where would Carver Homes be compared to Cleveland Avenue at the time you're talking about, at some time.
Both of those places probably 15-minute driving distance.
From Cleveland Avenue.
Yeah.
And if you know Carver Homes and Mechanicsville, how close are they to each other if you can orient the jurors to that? If you know, and if you don't know, just say it, I'm not sure.